Yes, I would like to remember my grandmother's father. When my grandmother was born, her mother had died in her childbirth, so uh, her father was a medicine man, and he also was a policeman, and he traveled a lot because of his faith and the healing. He was a healer. And he couldn't take the little child anywhere, so that's how he left her with other people that would take care of her. And when she got old enough, they put her in a boarding school. So he just left her there. That's why she was totally raised in the whole boarding school most of her life until she bore my mother. She got out of the boarding school and gave birth to my mother and several other children. She took care of her father after he came home from the war, and he had been wounded by several bullets down in the Modoc War. But he believed. He was a believer. He was a healer, and I had heard from my former father-in-law who knew him. And he asked me if I knew Bacowadis, and I said, "Who is Bacowadis?" And he said, "That would be your great-grandfather." And I said, "No, I don't know my great-grandfather." And he said, "Well, I do, Laura." And he was a powerful medicine man. He was powerful. And I said, "How do you mean?" And he said he was a healer, and he went around wherever people needed him and wanted him in the ceremonies. He healed people, and it was very powerful. I asked my grandmother if she had been healed by her father, and she said, "Well, sometimes, but most of the time she wasn't with him. He traveled. He traveled back and forth, and sometimes she said when he was gone, she wouldn't see him for 6 months because he traveled from mountaintop to mountaintop, from Mount Hood to Mount Shasta." So I know he believed, and my mother believed, but my mother didn't really praise the Lord like I do until she was on her deathbed. And my mother said, "Praise the Lord." And I said, "Oh, Mom, you just thrilled me so." And she said, "Praise the Lord." She said it again. And I knew that she was seeing the Spirit of God. Because she said, "Praise the Lord." Right after that, she went into a coma, and she stayed into a coma until her death.
Wow.
But she died happy. I believe she died peaceful.
That's good. So Daisy, your grandmother, that's a picture of her on your bag, right?
Mm-hmm. This is my grandmother.
Yeah. That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for sharing that.